Hello everyone and welcome back to Scramble Battle of Britain. So I really had a lot of fun playing this last time and you lot seemed to enjoy it, so I thought I'd jump in and do another little continuation to our squadron leader mission here. So last time we had one really good little mission where we absolutely cleaned up, no losses whatsoever. Bravo Squadron very much took the lead there. And then Alpha Section went up and got absolutely mauled. Lost 2 pilots, another one is injured. So not the best opening there, but let's continue. So I need to get a new Alpha Section here, so I'll just go and assign who I can. So I'm going to set Bonkers here, who is lucky and a natural pilot, as the leader. I'm going to give him Banks and Wachowski as his 2 wingmen. Oh, we've got alerted for a scramble. Bravo Section's turn again. Okay, this one's looking fairly straightforward, just us against 2 109s. Okay, and looking at it, we're coming in slight height advantage, not much else. What I'm going to do is have Overton here on the wing, split right a little bit, along with Janisk. Gibson, meanwhile, is going to split. Well, sorry, those 2 are splitting to the left, this guy's splitting to the right, just to try and break these guys up, force them to pick a target. I think the enemy wanted just to take a head-on there, so they've just continued and firing. I did not want to take the head-on. Absolutely seems like a waste, because the head-on would just be pure luck as to whether we go down or whether they go down. So instead I'm going to roll back over, aiming to come in on them on the next one, just trying to avoid this head-on pass more than anything. Gonna get Gibson to turn really hard here in the hopes that I can get him to loop around and come in on this guy's tail. Overton, meanwhile, is just going to dip his nose here. I'm just trying to be a little less predictable for this guy, since this guy seems to be going after Overton. Janice, meanwhile, is going to come to the top of his climb here and again try and loop in on this guy's tail. Unfortunately, Gibson has taken a really bad hit there. This guy predicted what he was going to do and absolutely took his wing off. So Gibson's trying to bail, hopefully he'll get out. Overton just needs to recover from this dive. So, unfortunate start of the engagement there. Yeah, so Overton nicely can just recover there. Janice, meanwhile, is in rolling scissors with this guy up here, and he's just going to have to try and push through. Give it a little bit more lag pursuit, try and get on this guy's tail. See what that does. Alright, so we're going to see here if Janice can make it around. He's starting to black out, but he's not too bad. Overton, meanwhile, can turn around. He's going to have to head on this guy over here. Right, so I'm going to try and get Overton here to whip around and get shots on this guy. He is taking a lot of fire, though. Unfortunately, I think he has just blacked out. Yep, he's unconscious, so that is not going well. So it's really down to Janice here, who's going to try and come around on these 2. Overton may well not ever recover. He's taken a couple of hits. Hopefully he'll regain consciousness, because he's now heading towards the water. Janice is coming in, trying to do something. Okay, Overton is conscious again. It's going to need to stabilise this dive. Its control surfaces are fine. Janice, meanwhile, is going to come and try and catch this guy as he's coming to the top of his loop. should get a really good burst here. We'll just have to see if that works out. Overton, meanwhile, is just going to need to turn and re-engage. Needs to be back in the fight. Yeah, I got some good hits there. Both of their pilots were actually unconscious during that. So managed to get decent hits there. He's taken a lot of damage. I'm going to try and pass behind this guy here, just trying to finish him off, and that should leave me in an okay situation to come back in on this guy. Overton, meanwhile, just going to try and turn out of this. Okay, now Janus not at risk of collision anymore, so he can really turn it around. He's not going to have a shooting opportunity this turn, but hopefully he'll come back in later. Don't think he's going to make it, but I'm going to try and get Overton to come around and get a snapshot of this guy. Some big chunk just blew off of that guy. He's lost a rudder. I might get a little bit of a firing solution here. Just gonna see how this goes. Might get a little bit of a pass there. See how all of that goes. Oh yeah, really good hits there by Overton. Now they're actually going to change targets. Overton's passing this guy, so he is just going to loop around with the idea of trying to keep on this guy's tail, just in case this guy does pull out this dive. It's not looking too likely, but he might do. And so Janus is going to come in and commit on this chappie, who is just starting to stall out here, so he's not going to have the best control, so he's probably going to do pretty much what it is expecting him to do here. And so here I can get a nice burst as he's reaching the top of his turn. Oops. Almost hit friendly there. Okay, missed that shot, but this time he's coming in right on this guy's 6. Should get a good decent burst there no matter what that guy does. Wagner here is going to pull out of this, unfortunately. Or, yeah, that's Overton that's out. Oh, sorry, that's Gibson who's out. Alright, see if I can secure the kill here. Not quite. Alright, so just going to continue to pursue, try and hammer that guy. Want Overton to start looping around to dive in on this guy, mostly focusing on Janus's fight here. There we go. Brilliant, that guy's out. Now I just need to avoid the collision. Yeah, it's going to pull up hard, that'll avoid the collision, and probably set him up for a pretty decent way to dive back in on the main fight here. So got a bunch of ammo, so I don't need to worry about that. So quite happy to spray, no friendlies in the area. Alright, it's really diving in, trying to reposition on this one. Just going to make sure Janus does miss his collision here. Yeah, nice and easy. I'm going to guess this guy's actually going to pull up a little bit here, so I'm going to try and lead that a little. And Janus is just going to try and avoid the stall. Okay, he did start pulling up, so I did guess right, I just didn't quite pull up quite as much as I needed to. Alright, so I'm just going to try and turn into him, see if I can make this pass count. Janus, meanwhile, can start diving back in, regaining his airspeed. Right, there we go. Pulling lead. Might get something here. Right, so don't think I'm going to get any decent hits here, but I'm just trying to pull a little bit of lead, see if I can set myself up for next time. Janus, meanwhile, can begin his dive in. I did get a couple of hits there from the previous round. Might see if I can reverse my turn here. Try and get a little snapshot of this guy as he comes around. Not too hopeful for this one, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I didn't quite get the nose down enough there, I think. So I'm going to continue firing anyway. Might get a hit. Just have to see how that goes. Janice, meanwhile, is going to be in a pretty good position after this. Well, this guy definitely has a leak of some kind. Overton's got stamina, he's going to pull up here. Janice does have the ammo, so I'm going to start spraying at range here. Might get a lucky hit. I think this guy's going to actually ease his turn here, so I'm easing mine a little bit. Overton's just going to go up the loop. Right, head on past there. We win the exchange. Nice. So yeah, unfortunately, we did lose one plane right off the bat. So yeah, poor Gibson there just lost his wings straight away. He did manage to bail, so he's alive. And then we have Janice Gear coming in just as these two guys are blacking out. Does a decent hit there. And they kind of tag team this guy, one taking a shot at a time. Take his wing off. And Janice reverses the turn here, cuts through the lead, and so I believe that's Janice actually gets both kills then. There we go. So unfortunately lost another pilot to injury, but hopefully he'll recover before too long. I'll let Misty have a go in Bravo section. 8 AM the next day, already got another scramble. Okay, honestly, this one is not looking good. We are heavily outnumbered, and they have the height advantage. And they've got a little bit better position on top of that they're head on to us. It's going to be a little bit awkward. I'm going to have to make a pass on these high guys. There's nothing else I can do. If I don't try and make a pass on these high contacts, then they're going to dive in on my tail and just rip me apart. What I might try and do is do a single pass and see if I can disengage, because this is not a good fight. So unfortunately this one is really just going to come down to luck more than anything, I think. We're going to have to try and turn, we're going to be forced to take a head on, and we'll just have to see how it goes. Yep, so pretty much just continuing, going to try and blow through these guys, see what happens. This is going to be a nasty round. Okay, Aubrey's taken a hit. Instead of trying to re-engage that first flight, we're just going to take the head-on through the second flight and then try and run away after that if we possibly can. Yes, Aubrey's rudder has been critically damaged. Okay, not too much I can do, he's just going to roll out and start firing. Right, we didn't collide, so that's a win as far as I'm concerned. Then really just going to try and flow through the slot, blast past them and see if I can disengage on the far side. Wachowski here is going to take a hell of a close pass, we'll just have to see how this goes. There we go, good hits on that guy. So that's one guy attempting to bail. The rest of their planes are not in a great position. I'm going to see if I can disengage here. Hit all of them, just try and disengage, try and level out. See if we can just get away here. I was continuously trying to extend here. I may have to re-engage if I can't escape on this pass, but we'll just see. Give it one more turn of attempting to escape. If not, then I'm going to have to re-engage. Yeah, I just can't get the range. They're all on me, so we're going to have to turn back in. Let's go high. Try and pick off the one guy who's up there on his own. Going to open up some really long range burst here just to see if we get lucky. Don't think it's going to do anything. Same with Wachowski here. A lot of bullets in the air. Yeah, it's just getting Wachowski and Aubrey here. Both to try and get in on this guy that's up here. Right, and Banks just going to come out of this. Might get decent shots off, might not. We'll just have to see. I think this guy's going to dip his nose a little lower than it's predicting, so I'm going to go try and intercept that. This guy should get a pretty decent burst off here. Aubrey, meanwhile, may well be able to dive in on one of those guys. Let's see how this pass goes. Oh, it looks like an engine fire. So that guy's in trouble. Aubrey may well be able to dive in and get some decent hits on this guy. And I think Wachowski and Banks are going to try and dive in on this poor chap down here, and they can stick together. They've been working well together so far. Yeah, Wachowski might just be able to get around, punish this guy as he's reaching the top of his loop. Going to be a tight turn. Let's see what this goes. Alright, lots of planes very close to each other. It's all a bit awkward. Okay, Aubrey here is just going to dive through. He can't quite get the control input to get him guns on this guy, so instead I'm just going to recover him so we can go after either of the other two, just in case this guy's not dead. It does look very damaged. Chasky similarly, I don't think he's going to get decent shots off at this point. They've slightly missed the mark, but he instead can try and get into a position to go for this guy next time. Banks, meanwhile, can turn really hard, try and slot in on this. Don't know if anything's going to happen this turn, let's just see. We avoided the collision at least, so again, taking that as a win. Right, it's going to ease off on the stick here. This guy is pulling into a really weird manoeuvre. I'm just going to try and save some of my energy. I think Backer here is trying to disengage. I'm just going to let him. More interested in surviving this encounter than racking up kills. Banks might be able to get a good shot here. Not really sure how that pass is going to go. Going to get Aubrey to pull up. I'm a bit nervous about this guy on his tail. He's got some ammo, so I'm just going to give him instructions that he can take the shot at this guy up here if he wants to. Alright, let's just see how this lot goes. Oh, he's on the edge of blacking out. I think he might have just blacked out. Don't know if he pulled the trigger there or not. Okay, this guy's not disengaging. He is looking to get back in on the fight, which is a little bit awkward. So just going to try and lead him a little bit. Try and get some shots off, see if I can finish that guy off. Wachowski can also go for the same guy. See if we can finish him as he comes to the top of his turn. Yeah, if he is continuing to commit, so this guy is blacked out, Banks is blacked out completely, but we can just finish off this guy up here completely. Hopefully Banks will recover before he dies. Yeah, okay, that's that guy completely gone. Alright, just need to try and avoid the collisions here. My guys should avoid the collisions with each other. Banks is back conscious, which is good. So he can turn to re-engage in the fight. Alright, these guys are just going to miss each other, and they can loop back around. Banks is going to continue to turn hard, needs to get back in there. Right, these guys are clear of the collision, so they can turn hard to attempt to re-engage. Banks may get a little bit of a firing opportunity on this guy, so I'm nervous about the bullets coming in, but let's just see how this particular turn goes. Alright, so all of that is okay. Now I just need to try and make the most of this. And turn hard. I've got not much of a choice but to go for this head on here, so I'm just going to accept it. Wachowski here might actually have a good shot as this guy comes out of his turn. He's losing energy, he's entering stall conditions, so I might just be able to nick him there. Do have to be aware that this guy here is trying to get around on Banks, but I'm still going to try and get Banks to chase down this chappie over here. Right, so this one's all going to be another tense pass. Let's see how we do. Lots of bullets flying. We did hit this guy, that's good. Yeah, Wachowski's going to really try and come around, absolutely punish this guy if we can. It's in a good position here, should do a lot of damage. Right, it's going to continue to shoot here while I make that pass. Banks is going to hold fire but try and close in on these guys. This should be the big pass here. Yeah, decent hit there. Not quite the lethal I was looking for, but actually Mayer's attempting to bail. Which one's Mayer? Yeah, this guy's attempting to bail. That did it. Yeah, he lost his main engine. Nice. So the first time in the fight, we actually have the numbers advantage. Alright, Wachowski, fresh off of his kill, can come around here, try and get some shots at this guy. Banks is going to go high, try and drag his tail up. Aubrey's going to try and get into position to be able to recommit and re-engage. I didn't quite get the shots there that I was hoping for. But Wachowski may well be able to come in nicely here, just complete this loop. He is turning harder than the other guy, so we can get a load of shots here. Might be able to do a hell of a lot. Alright, Banks is going to continue to climb, so this guy can either climb after him, in which case he's a really good target for Aubrey here, or he can go after Aubrey, in which case Banks can nicely whip around. So let's just see how this one goes. Wachowski just pulling stick here. There we go. Good, good, good. Lots of decent hits there. Yeah, Wachowski's going to come in to finish this guy if he needs to, easing up a little bit on the stick. Looks like this guy, Mola, is trying to climb after Banks, but he has run out of energy, which is absolutely fantastic. So he's stalling out. So Banks is going to come in, give him some shots. Now Aubrey is going to do the same, come out of his loop, give this guy some shots. Okay, he is trying to fight back. This is going to be quite a close pass. I'm just going to see if I can make the most of this. There we go, they should both be coming in for some really good passes there. Wachowski's guy is still staying in it. Let's see if I can nip in behind and finish him off here. I'm actually going to get Banks to disengage a little bit. I'm really quite nervous about getting a collision there, and I don't think I need to push it. So he's just going to try and pull out of that. So let's see what happens here. So Aubrey goes in. Okay, Banks has taken a hit. This guy, Muller, has taken a hit. Looks like Wachowski's target has not taken any hits yet. So let's try and sort that out for this turn. So he should be coming right in on this guy's 6 just to absolutely obliterate him. Okay, Banks is going to continue pulling up. I don't want him involved in a collision there. Speaking of collisions, this is going to be a bit close. I'm going to turn hard to try and avoid this. I just hope he is also going to try and avoid this collision. So let's see how this one goes. Oh, we didn't collide. Wachowski's still trying to get on this guy. with a decent pass, so we're just in a little bit of a flat. So there's... oh, this guy has lost his rudder though, so don't think he's long for this world. Banks would stall if he kept that up, so he's going to avoid that. He's losing a lot of speed. Got the ammo, just going to start spraying at this guy as he comes through his turn. Let's see what Wachowski does in his turn. Here's guy dipped his nose. Not what I was expecting. And cut the throttle. Don't want to overshoot here. Oh dear, Aubrey blacked out. Alright, so Bounce can turn back in. Alright, might get a little bit of a pass here with Wachowski. Not holding my breath on that one. Bounce has to turn hard to come back in. Aubrey's still unconscious. Got a few decent passes there, but just not quite enough to get this guy. And Aubrey's getting pretty low on ammo. Oh, Wachowski's getting pretty low on ammo. Alright, let's assume this guy's going to continue his dive, and let's try and cut him off. Right, Banks has plenty of ammo, so he can start spraying. Aubrey's recovered. Enough for now, at least. There we go. Finally, Wachowski gets that kill. So now Wachowski just needs to avoid the collision. He should be no danger of actually colliding there. Banks going to keep pushing the remaining guy. Aubrey can turn hard to recommit. Wachowski's taking a fair bit far here, so he's going to just go evasive. Going to get Banks to pull a little bit of lead here, just to try and close the gap more than anything. And Aubrey's just repositioning. Nice, this guy's broken off of Wachowski. I think this guy's going to try and pull up here quite hard, so I am going to try and catch him as he does. Wachowski just needs to make sure he doesn't black out. Banks can't really get him to where I want him, so he's just going to start climbing to re-engage in a future round. Oh, nice there, guy started reversing his turn a little bit. Yeah, Banks is just going to continue that climb and see where Aubrey ends up after this. Okay, that guy's crossing under. I don't think I'm going to get a decent shot, so I'm going to start climbing. Wachowski doesn't have much ammo left, but I'm going to get him to recommit here. And Bounce can come to the top of his loop. We're holding fire on Wachowski for now. He gets a little bit of a shot, but he does not have much ammo left, and I don't want to waste what little he has. Aubrey's just going to roll out, or Banks is going to roll out up there. Aubrey's just going to begin his dive. Alright, let's just see where this all ends up. Right, I'm going to give a burst here because they're going to end up coming head on. I kind of feel like I should maybe try and use that to my advantage. Banks is also going to do a little bit of a burst just while they're all coming head on here during this pass. I'm going to get Aubrey to reverse so he can come back around to hopefully end up in a better position if these head-ons don't work. Let's just see how this goes. Their guy's blacked out. Oh, that's perfect. Alright, so Wachowski then can use the last of his ammo, make a nice pass on this guy while he is unconscious. Okay, Banks is really not in a position, so he's just going to pull off there. Aubrey's just going to recover, so let's see if Wachowski can get this here. Nah, his weapon's dry now. Unfortunately. There, guy's back conscious again, which isn't ideal. I can keep pushing him with Wachowski, but Wachowski has no more ammo. Pity, he could have got the kill there if I'd saved it. Oh, Banks blacked out. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, Wachowski can come around. He can just be a constant distraction. Banks is back in it and looks like he's going to come around nicely there. Aubrey's going to pull back up. Wachowski's just going to avoid the stall. Alright, so Banks is coming in nicely, should get a decent shot. Aubrey's blacked out. Wachowski, I'm just going to recover. Alright, hopefully Banksy will get some good shots. It's going to get Wachowski to try and level flight. Got some decent damage to him there. That looks like he's trying to come back around, so I'm going to see if I can come back around too. Got ammo, may as well be shooting. Aubrey is conscious once again. You can turn back in. Alright, Banks is going to recover some altitude, but Aubrey can come in. And the last guy's engine just failed. He's attempting to bail, so all I need to do is recover all of my guys. Alright, and then it's just doing the final turns. 2 of my planes escape the battle. There we go. I would say that is a damn good success. We took on 5 planes with 3, and we somehow came out on top. So there we go, just got a really good set of hits there. Early on, managed to take out 1. And 2 went up, crippled the other. Love the very, very complex trails here that it leaves behind. Yeah, Wachowski was just doing the damage in this one. It's got so many hits on so many guys. See him diving in here, gets shots, clips off that guy's wing. And that was when we were left on this just a single enemy who was heavily damaged actually going into that. Did get a couple of hits there, nothing too much, but this guy's engine's just steadily dying at this point. At this point, mostly what I was trying to do is just avoid me losing any more. Do get a few good hits there as he goes into that dive, and I think that's just what puts it beyond the end. And his engine dies. That poor guy did not manage to bail though. He ditched too low over the seat. So yeah, a couple of pilots a little bit injured there, but nothing too bad. A lot of them should be coming back soon. Definitely going to take that from being that heavily outnumbered to coming out on top. And the losses are looking damn good. 4 friendlies for 14 Luftwaffe. Definitely going to take that. Running out of people, which is a bit awkward, especially since it's only day 2. I'm hoping that at some point we do get reinforcements, or hoping at some point these guys do get healed. So yeah, really enjoyed that, and by the looks of it, Wachowski is on 4 kills. He is pushing the ace right now, so Let's hope for the best for him. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I definitely did. If you'd like to see more, do let me know. More than happy to do some more of this. Really having a blast with this. I really like this game mode that they've given us. And otherwise, I hope to catch you in a future video. Until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.